Rolling. Hi guys. New day. We just got through a snowstorm. Everything is January 27th. Yeah. And we just got through a snowstorm and everything for 2 days of snow. So I've been digging this out, and now I'm dealing with the ice that's come because the next 10 days it's supposed to be below freezing. So I know, sorry about the weather report and everything, but today's video we are going to be working on this. Let me show you real fast. Let's get that out of the way. Yeah, my Heng Long Sherman again. Let me sit down here and everything and talk to you a bit about it. First video I ever made, and yes, that's the washing machine, I'm sorry. First video I ever made, multiple takes, dozens of multiple takes and everything throughout. First video I ever edited together, and I omitted a lot about this tank and everything. It just got cut during the editing process. I feel bad about it, but at the same time, I did not take it down because the big, what you learned from the video, I felt meant I should keep it up and everything, because I swapped out the barrel, I added the bustle, I added a 360 gear, and I added a slip ring. But I also went into great detail about the tank and why this Firefly was created. There's some stuff that got omitted from it and everything, but I'm in the process of turning this Heng Long Heng Long Sherman into a British Firefly, and there's tons of work to do on this. I'm still wondering how far into it I'm going to actually get, because I'm planning on putting a ton of accessory parts on this. I'm 3D printing and buying and everything, so a lot of this tank you're not going to see and everything, but one of the things you're going to see is the front plate. And yeah, I'm sorry about the washing machine, I'm doing chores as well. The front plate is totally different from what a Firefly should have. So, truth be told, I'm probably going to be cutting this away and either adding a 3D printed part, or maybe I'll even just go in and use styrene to build out the front plate and everything, because there's two pieces here and here for the dryer that come out, and these hatches are wrong. The hatches actually come out onto those places, so like it's going to protrude out, and the hatches are supposed to be like this. But today's video, we are actually going to go in and do something that I ranted about in the first video. We're going to take the switch. Take the switch down there, and I'm going to put it in the battery box, because like I said, I'm going to have to cut. I'm going to be cutting and grinding all this out. I don't want that switch in there. Everything. So I'm going to be moving that today. So that means we're going to be taking the tank apart again. One of the reasons, like, a lot of you guys are like, well, why didn't you just leave it apart? Because I wanted a tank to drive around. I'm sorry, you're not centered on the tank. I wanted a tank to drive around. I bought this for myself, and I bought my dad a Tiger one, but the Tiger one is my dad's. So yeah, that's where we're going. So I'm going to start taking this apart, which implies getting under here and just taking these 4 bolts loose, or screws loose again, and then the top chassis should come loose from the bottom chassis, and then we can start working. So let me get you in the cradle, tie up my hair, and let's get to the build. Alright, there you go. So there's a switch. We're simply going to take that loose. need to modify this piece a little bit. There you go, there's that. Okay. So truthfully, I'm just going to take that off. Okay. But I don't need that, so I'm going to keep it. Don't throw away your parts, guys. Don't ever throw away your parts. That's going to be added. That could be used somewhere else, but... Okay. So, we're just going to follow this back to here. Just C1, C1, and CN1. Truthfully, I think I want this to be about there. Maybe. I think. Let's see how this looks with the battery in there. Battery's gonna live there like that. Yeah, I think I want it somewhere around here. I'm actually thinking of making a little box. I don't know if you guys can see it right here. So the switch will be here, the box will be here, protecting the switch from the battery so that it doesn't accidentally turn it off. I don't know yet, but for now, let's see, we're going to put that there. So I'm going to cut a hole right there for these wires. So I'm going to get a drill bit. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I drilled out that hole, but because of this piece here, in order to set this to make it flat against the bottom, I have to cut out. I don't know if you can see it. There's the hole, and I drew out this box here so that this will sit flush against the bottom here. So we're gonna cut that out right now. Trying to get you a better position as to what I'm doing. Okay, that's gone. I'd rather walk up to the size of the hole than to cut it too big, because then you get a chance of any water or anything that, because this is going to be the underside, you get in there and mess with the electronics. Okay guys, sorry about that. So I hit record, but something happened on my phone. I don't know why, because it recorded like 10 seconds and it stopped. Battery's charged, I got plenty of room and everything, but let me see if I can. So I drilled this hole out, and this will sit in that hole. The problem is I walled it out too much to where these screws would not attach to the bottom, so I made this out of some It's left over from my 3D printer and everything. So that's gonna get cemented there. Gonna get cemented, kind of like that. And then 2 screws are gonna come up. So this is gonna be on the underside. Screws are gonna come up and then fasten to this. So in order to make this, I used this little ball bit and everything on my Works Dremel piece, and then I went in with my nibbler tool. I'll put a description for this and this guy in the description for you guys. List, yeah, for Amazon. I love this little guy. It's great for doing like square holes and everything in plastic. But like I said, this is just, I know this is a little chunky and weird and everything, but it'll work for what I'm doing. And I might put some I got some screws, not screws, bolts, nuts and bolts to hold this onto it. But like I said, I got to cement this piece onto that. So that's gonna be like that, just like, and then this is gonna get screwed through the hull into this. So I'm gonna have to find some longer screws or bolts for this to go through both the thickness of the bottom of the tank into this. So that's gonna be a bit. Sorry about that. Like I said, I had this whole, I was there filming this. I hit the record button and it filmed like 10 seconds and then it stopped for some reason. I do not understand what happened. But so when you guys come back, this is gonna be attached to the tank and holes will be drilled in it for these 2 screws. That's the plan. Okay, so another jump. I'm sorry. I wanted to get more involved and show you guys more of the modeling skills and everything behind, but life has a way of messing with things. So I'll be back in a bit. Are we going? Yeah, we're going. Alright guys, so let me flip you around here. Small overview of the tank and what's going on. So this is what I'm working on here. I'm putting the switch there. I'm using some, sorry about that, some JB Weld 5-minute marine grade epoxy. Yes, marine grade. I try and go out when it's dry and everything, but you never know. You can hit a wet spot out there in the yard and water get up into there somehow and get into it. So I put some marine grade epoxy there. But just a small overview of everything. Like in the first episode, I went through and I labeled each one of these and everything. Yeah, went through, labeled each one. And fun fact about this: in order to get this front piece off, screw there, and then flip it over, screw there, and then you can get, that'll come off, the transmission plate will come off, and you can get to the gearbox assembly and the motors and everything for that. Yeah, this is a small overview. Like I said, I'm waiting for that to dry, and then I'll go in and put the switch in, and then I think we'll be about ready to start putting stuff back together. I'm thinking about putting this back on. I'll do that off camera. It's easy. 2 screws. Boom. It's done. I don't know. I might just leave that off. I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. So gotta wait for that epoxy to dry, and then screw holes, and then find some nuts and bolts, or just use screws. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring this out. But there you go. Be back in a bit. Okay guys, so the tank is back together. Yes, totally back together. I went and got this for you. This is a key part of the next build where you are going to see this. I'm not going to actually be working on the tank. I'm going to be building a custom carrying case for this tank and everything. I got the wood in the garage. I just need to wait for some good weather so I can get in there and get it built. I got a couple builds that are like that and everything, custom displays. I'm going to do one for this. I'm probably going to do one for my dad's Tiger 1 that I bought him. I've got a ton of, just a bunch of carrying boxes and everything, but I want to show you this real fast. So, with the switch now being underneath, I'm able to have the tank like this and everything, which is how it would be for transport and everything, by rail or if it's not in combat or nothing. It's a lot of times going to be like this. But let's see, I got it all screwed back together. I did that off this camera. So there's the switch. I went ahead and put on off everything there, and there, because I feel redundancy is a good idea. And I put this piece of foam here so that the battery sits here and it's likely to hit that and not hit the switch and everything. So yeah, that's what's going on. And you got, let me flip this back over, put it back on the cradle. You guys are probably wondering, yeah, what else is in this, because I'm going to show you right now. Get up. I'll move the tank out of the way. So there's a lot of the extra parts and everything. Applique, BB, because this does shoot BBs. The IR, the sensor, smoke fluid. But as the tank reaches completion, a lot of these parts are going to be going onto the tank, like I said at the beginning of the film, or the video and everything. So this is going to be a huge area for any parts I switch out along the way and everything. So yeah, that's what's going on. Controller's going to sit there. I don't want to go into much detail about the custom box I'm going to do because I'm still mulling over how I want it to be. I kind of got the idea of like those old doctor bags, you know, that flip open, you reach down, you get your stuff. That's one thing I'm doing, except it's going to be wood and it's going to part. So there's going to be like a hinge here, I think, on each side. And it's going to flip up, have locks, and then it's going to have a carrying handle right here on top. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm still ironing out. I got myself 20-inch hinges for it and everything. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing this for my dad's Tiger 1, make it easier to take it outside, and you can just unhook it, open it, pull the tank out, and everything. But yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining or educational. I'm so glad that I got that move, because now I don't have to wrench the turret anymore. And plus, like I said, the gun can now be straight on, which is going to be better and more protective, I think, instead of having an angle. So yeah, that's where we're at. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys later.